to the 6 Foot Nothing podcast, the Memorial Day edition. Yeah. So we're going to do something a little bit different here today. Today, in honor of Memorial Day, we are going to share some of our bomb stories. Some of the jokes that did not make it through the battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We care about these. We care about these jokes the same way people care about POW and MIA, man. Some of these jokes really meant something to us, but
They did.
not to the world, man.
Yeah.
And it's always a fun story. One, you guys are gonna learn how fun it is to laugh at somebody else's pain. There's nothing that a comic enjoys more than seeing another comic bomb or hearing that another comic bomb or having a comic reflect on another time that he bombed. It's
I don't like seeing comics bomb.
I don't like seeing comics bomb. I don't like to see them bomb. It hurts.
That's because y'all take that shit too serious.
Mute that goddamn mic.
Mute these niggas, these bitch ass niggas.
That shit hurt.
I love to see comics
Yeah.
bomb.
It's painful.
It's like being a personal trainer and seeing your client sweat. It's like seeing your client grunt. You know this motherfucker's getting stronger. So that's why I enjoy watching the bomb, man. Yeah. So we're going to go around the circle tonight. We're going to have each story, comic, just whatever. Most of us have been doing comedy 10 plus years. So we've got some great ones that we picked out tonight that are probably going to be ones that stand out in our 10 plus year careers. So we're going to start off tonight with my good friend, Menuhin Hart, originally from Atlanta, in New York, recently released an album, Inner Soundtrack. Make sure you guys check that out. Menuhin, you up first, man. Tell us your bomb story.
Bomb story. I did a show in Brooklyn. I think it was Brooklyn Exposure.
Oh.
And I did a show out there, and it's Black Room. And if you don't know, usually, well, they don't know. Well, in Black Rooms, usually the host is the god of the room. They can do
yes, indeed.
They can do no wrong. They get on stage, they'll say, "Onomatopoeia." They're like, "Oh my God, yes." So this guy was the god of the room. So because I went and did like recon because I got asked before I'm on it. So killing it. So when I get there, kind of sound issues with the mic and everything. So I was like, okay, I peeped that already. So he gets up there. First of all, he said I wasn't going first, which is always a lie. It's always a lie. Like, no, you good, man. You good. You later on in the list. Like, So he goes up and he doesn't bomb. He doesn't get him. He's bombing. He gets up there, he drops a joke. Mike kind of goes in and out. The crowd is looking at him like, what are you doing? So in the midst of that, he decides, I guess the last person he saw was me, and he just started my name. He just called me up immediately. So I go up there, and I went in with the cannons blazing. I was like, I'm going in. Sounds, expression, body movement, act out to the third. I gave him extra act out.
Damn.
With the coleslaw. Like, I went in.
Because you act out, man, so they give him more act outs.
That mean,
this nigga
doubly act out.
I went over, and then it was like they looked at me like I said, like I spoke another language. They just looked at me like the fuck. The whole crowd looked at me, and they stopped for a second, and then they all went into their own conversations. They looked at me, they were like, they just went back, and they just started talking. So I was like, oh snap! So I went in again.
Said, what?
Huh?
They looked at you and said, what?
They looked at me and didn't say shit. They looked at me and was like, nah. And then went off to have their own individual conversations. So I was like, all right, I got to go a little bit harder or something. So I go in again. And in the front row, they kind of got me. So I got the security guard laughing a little bit. And then I got these two fat chicks in the front row. And then the bartender, he was like cleaning the glass.
Well, he said, you can't say fat chicks.
Oh, I can't say that? Okay. These two women in the front row were laughing at me. So I was like, all right, let me try to gather more people.
The fact
so
that
these
Reggie
two women walk in.
Was absolutely
Reggie corrected me, of all people. So these two chicks walk in. One chick is wearing these high heels. She does this wiggle wobble thing with her ankle. Like she almost fell. So I was like, attack. So I was like, I just did a joke about the heels. And I took I felt this act out going too far. I was like, man, if I do it too far and they don't give me the love, I'm going to hurt. But I was like, fuck it. So I went for it. And it was like, nah. And I was just like, that was my first time reaching out to the host being like, hey, man, they ain't feeling me, man. I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what other jokes I can do. They don't like me. They don't like me. And he was like, you sure, man? You sure? I was like,
oh, y'all went back and forth?
Yes. I'm like, yeah, get the mic. So he comes, and as soon as he grabs the mic, the DJ plays Yesterday by Boyz II Men.
No.
So it was like, how do I say? I was like,
oh, that hurts. That hurt.
Oh, man.
Easy, cheap laugh. Like, come on, man. All you did was do a song.
That shit.
Watching me bond to get that together.
That shit hurt. So, you know, you get off, you're like, okay, I was thinking like the host is not really getting that much love. The audience is not really feeling people. I was like, maybe it's just the energy in the room. So,
no,
so the next dude, it's never that. So the next
was always that one comment.
The next person gets up, does the Jesus joke. He's like, God is good. Everybody's like, oh, no. And then they just, and he went in, and they were like, he's hilarious. I was like, this word? This word? And then he went up, and then after that, 2Ray came in, and he slayed it. I was like, I gotta get out of here. And then the host
I gotta get out of here.
Reaches out to me. He's like, hey, man, you sure you don't want to get back up here, let them know, you know what I'm saying? I know you got jokes, man. Come on, man. I was like, nah, man. And he was like, how long you been doing it? Now, to comics, if I say 10 years or 9 years, you guys are like, you still kind of new. You don't really know the ropes. But to a person that don't know comedy, if you in the 8, 9 years, like, you should know what the fuck you doing. So I said whatever years, and they were just looking at me like, you should be funny. I was like, So I snuck out, and I ran to the train station.
Do you remember what the joke was that you tried to do on the heels that lost them?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it now, but yeah, I remember.
Come on.
Shit,
no, do it, but just tell us what the joke was. We need to honor the joke that died in battle.
This is a safe space, even though it's being recorded.
It's not.
It's not a safe space.
I have my spidey sense on high. This is not a safe space.
Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you.
That joke is dead.
What was the joke, though?
Never, just the
it's
coffin
Memorial
has been
Day,
closed.
baby. Here, say his name. Say the joke's name, please.
It's gone.
He's going to say it's gone.
It's
Don't
gone.
even try. That's so funny.
Prisoner of War missing in action. Salute to
Gone.
service, man. Jesus Christ, man. Beautiful story, man. Menu and Heart. Once again, his album is called Inner Soundtrack. It's available on Boot Camp. I just put his IG handle and everything in the comments. If you're not following him already, follow him. He's a comic that's on a completely different fucking level, okay?
Hey, Sage, take your background out because it looks like you have vitiligo.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
A little bit.
The
grill brightened off. Good for me with the grill.
Nah,
Ooh,
all right, so next up on the chopping block.
We cut the background.
I'm trying to get rid of it now, but I'm trying to keep the show moving, nigga.
Go ahead. We'll take a second. We'll take a second for you to get your background together.
This ain't a pre-record. This niggas watching live. Y'all
It's cool. You just shiny, nigga. You got a glare on your head. It's all right.
Yeah, it looked like a Missy video.
Yeah. Right. So next up on the chopping block, also hails originally from Atlanta, is here in New York. Are we allowed to say that she books? Whatever, you know what I mean? But she's
we don't know we're going back to live stand-up, so it doesn't matter.
Don't do
Talk
that.
about now.
She don't book shit now. You powerless, Amina.
But
the kitchen.
We love her. We call her Buck. Give it up for Amina Amani. Come on, tell us your story.
Be the money.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I think I've had a lot of bombs. That sounds bad, but that's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's no worse bomb than bombing on a boat ride comedy show.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
You got to stay with them. Ugh.
So first of all, like, let me tell you how I fall into this gig. It's like a Friday night, and it just feels weird because I don't have no shows, right? So it's like it's a Friday night, no shows. I'm saying, like, do I just enjoy the night? Do I just stay in? Do I go out watch other shows? And then I get a call. Everybody get that call. They know you around the area. You gonna show up or whatever it is. And they like, what you doing in like an hour? And I'm like, I ain't got nothing. And then next thing you know, they was like, well, $300 for you to feature on this boat ride. I was like,
That's a lot.
That's a nice little bit.
Friday night went from nothing to something, So I was like, okay, cool. So I get to the boat ride. It's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell people pack their Henny inside their own bag before they got on the boat. It's that type of vibe. I'm like,
Okay. All right.
All right.
Ugh.
Then we get on the boat. I'm like, hey, ain't no drink tickets for comics. I'm like,
Nah, you getting that 300. You got to pay.
Y'all, next thing you know, it's no stage. It's no stage light. It's a dark room with like a disco ball at the top where you gotta sit right there, and no one's in front of you or back of you. Everybody is a semicircle going around, and you got people in all different types of directions. So this shit already, and I'm not a physical comic, so I'm just like, if I don't like to listen, I don't know. So the lady blow me up. She like, this like my best friend. Mind you, I just met this lady coming, you know what I'm saying, to the boat. I hate when comics do this. Now it's like terms of endearment. It's like a yearbook intro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they making it personal instead of just going, this next person very funny, give it up for. They like,
yeah,
we was at the same baby shower.
So I'm already a little nervous because I'm just like, it's just not conducive already. So I get up on stage and I tell the first joke about like how it's just ratchet that we in this situation. They chuckle, and sometimes you just try to get to know the crowd, like, who the hell Brooklyn? So they went well. I was like, you opened them up. Just hit them with the material. You know what I'm saying? So I start telling the jokes. That's when it just went from hey to bye. You know,
thought the seas get rough. The seas got rough for you.
And then,
the seas got rough.
The seas got choppy.
It was rough. It was rough, and you got to do your time because you got to get your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't to show that you got your money before you went on stage. So now I'm like, well, we just got to stretch this 15 minutes out.
Yeah.
And then that 15 minutes felt like a whole hour. And then after that, I got to sit on the boat, watch the other comics. We got a whole hour around New York City. It was just stretching. And then you got that, and then you got that one person that coming to you like, I thought you did good.
Shut up.
They never thought you did good.
Away
they just have sympathy. They're always just like, I thought you was good. Well, you hate comedy. That's what
you wasn't laughing.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Always that one person
Y'all
like,
ever hit anybody with the I thought you did good?
Nope.
No.
You bombed, you bombed.
You just be like, yo, go ahead and deal with that, man. Yeah, you
Just walk past
Ain't
it,
nothing wrong with bombing. You got to take that L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Now,
yeah.
Amina, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Do you remember the first joke that you tried to put out where you was like, ugh?
I probably just went with my, I don't. I know, like, I already have my set list, and I'm like, that's just what it is. So blame it on the whole set that I currently still have today.
Okay, so what was
that was recent.
What was the joke?
Is it working now? Is the set working now?
Yeah, not on the boat.
You can't add water to that set.
Yeah, you got to get it to work in international waters. It's very.
You one of them people. Oh no, it was that show.
Yeah.
Now, Amina, like normally, Amina, when you know that you bombed, you could think back, okay, what was it about me that they just didn't like? Or was it like, did you figure out what it was, or it just?
It just wasn't for that time frame. They needed stuff quick, fast, and
Oh,
theatrical.
they needed.
Yeah, we didn't even have a.
Who got roasted? Who like Kool-Aid? You like Kool-Aid?
They wanted to be talked to.
And you gotta do the give it up for Kool-Aid.
No, certain crowds. No, certain crowds do want to. No, certain crowds do want to be talked to. They want you to like roast them and get involved and talk about their house like you live with them or something. Yeah,
I better have them kind of jokes for when this quarantine is over too, because that shit gonna be hitting.
Oh my goodness.
That's all the shows is gonna be. Regular folks is not gonna be out yet.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Amina. Again, Amina Amani. Her Instagram also put in the comments there, so follow her if you're not already. All right.
Yo.
What's up?
What up, bull?
You ready?
What up, bull?
Yeah. I got a couple bombs.
Question on the chopping block. Originally from Philadelphia. Go ahead, give us your best bomb story.
I got a lot of bombs. Like a lot. But the one that sticks out to me is I bombed at a church and I started cursing to get out of it, but no, the first show, the one that got me booked at the bigger church was I did a show for some girls like their age range. It was a couple people from the church there. It was like 20 people, and it was only 5 minutes. So then they booked, and then I was like a 5-minute king. Like you give me 5 minutes, I was good. Like
It's like your sex life.
And then then this church. So then it was like, all right, we're going, huh?
Nothing. Just like your sex life. Like your sex life.
Oh, my sex life? Oh yeah, I'm 5-minute king too. But I eat 45 minutes of ass. But so yeah, we did the little church, and then she hit me back and was like, "Yo, can you do the church's like big can you do the damn it? Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, my mom called me. So they hit me up like, you do the big mega church's anniversary thing. So I'm like, all right, bet. And then I get there, I find out I gotta do 45 minutes. And they were paying
clean material.
They were paying a lot. It was a church. They were paying a lot of money.
How much?
It was like
It was a lot.
It was like $600, yo.
Damn. Yeah, you gotta do that 45 though.
Now,
you gotta do that 45.
How long had you been doing comedy, and how much time did you really have?
I was still in Philly. I was doing comedy maybe about like 3 years at the time.
Dude. Jesus.
And, you gotta do it.
So I said yeah. I said yeah, 45 minutes. All right, cool. So, and I go to this church event, and it's like a super duper like big mega church anniversary. I was the
like Enoch Baptist in Philly.
It was
somewhere?
like it was like one of those joints. They had the church. They had the church moms in outfits, and they hats was to the side, and everybody just looked glamored up, and I came in with all black on.
Wow.
I came in with all black on, black pants, black, and so they got this girl singing. The girl that booked me, like everybody was like amazing, like for a church performance. They had praise.
And you were the only comic? Were you the only comic?
I was the only comic.
Oh my God.
They stopped.
Did they call you the minister of laughter? He's gonna minister us through jokes tonight. Did they say that before you got on?
No,
laughter is healing. You know, laughter is healing.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped all the praise and worship, all the celebration. It was like going to do a set after praise and worship. Like it was awful.
Goodness.
So I go up there. The first 2 minutes, I'm like thanking people. Hey, thanks for coming out. I don't know my name. I'm forgetting the name of the church, and like,
oh my goodness,
they're not giving me nothing. Like, just this was the younger people that was there to see me the first time, and plus their parents and their grandparents. It was like 600-700 people in that joint. And,
oh my goodness!
And they wasn't giving me nothing. So maybe like 10 minutes in, I just start asking questions, and then this lady walked by. One of the church moms walked by, and I said as she walking by, I was like, oh, she looked like a love seat. Like I said that.
No.
I said, look at her looking like a love seat, and you know, she was dialed up.
Yeah.
That's them church people, and they come to find out she was like, oh come on, she was like an evangelist, what is it called?
Evangelist.
Yeah, she's like an evangelist for the church, so she's like really important in the church. And when I said
Who
that,
is calling you?
I don't know. I got my phone on Do Not Disturb too, and they keep calling.
Working.
It must be somebody important. You must got your contact.
It's not. It's a nigga. I was supposed to be on the block party, but I'm not. But so yeah. So I called this lady the evangelist, and they just turned on from me there. Somebody had to come up there and get the mic from me, like one of the deacons, and then he started roasting me like, "Oh, you need to go back to school."
Wow.
He started like
pray.
He started like violating me, and they loved it because he was like the funny man in the church. So he took the mic from me and was just roasted. But then at one point, no, I think he came up there when I said I don't give a shit. I said I don't give a shit at one point, and he was like, all right. And then he came up there, and he took the mic, and then he started like roasting. He started roasting me. So yeah. So and then the girl tried to not pay me the money. The girl tried to not pay me.
Honestly, I don't think you deserve that money.
You should have gave that back as charity.
You should have got 10% for tithes. That's what you should have got. You should have got.
She tried to not pay me. So I stood there for like an hour arguing with her on why she should pay me, and I made all these threats, and she ended up paying me.
What was the threat you made?
Huh?
You gonna take the podium? One threat.
So,
what was the threat?
No. I was talking. No. I was talking breezy. Like I was talking like I had them people. Like we was in like one of the church buildings. So I was like cursing and everything. Like I don't give a fuck. I come to him like I was going on.
He said, I come down here and I spit your holy water, nigga.
She was like, you should have had that energy in your set.
No, that's what she. No, I was cursing up a storm, and she was showing because she's this nice girl, but she was trying to put her foot down. But I'm just like this fat nigga, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of this religion. Like I was talking greasy. Like I had to pray it away when I left. I just said a prayer when I got in the car with my check.
With my check.
What was your prayer, Reggie? I'm sorry.
Niggas did this. Yes, God.
Yeah, that's what he did. He said, my bad. He's like, my bad. You know my heart.
I'm sorry 600 times, Lord. 600 times. Still got your money. Jesus.
I mean, even though you bombed, that doesn't mean they don't have to pay you. So she was fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they think, though.
No, but it's not.
They ain't gonna pay you. That's weird.
No, it's not that he bombed. It's that he didn't do his full time. If they contract you for 45 minutes and you do 10 and get
no. That's the thing, though. I was down to do the full time because I kept saying it like, hey.
Yeah, they took him off stage.
They took me off
because he started cursing in the house
of the Lord. Do by minute 38, you would have just been doing DMX lyrics. Like, what the fuck would you do?
If you want it, we got it. Come and get it.
I was down to do the whole time. Whatever. I was just gonna be there. Whatever. 3 years in, shit, $600. I needed that.
How much time did you do? How much time did you end up doing? Do you remember?
Like 15.
Right. So 30 minutes left on that.
Oh, she should have gave you $50.
Calling a woman a love seat is what ended it.
Love seat.
But it wasn't.
That was a good joke though. It sounds like you didn't bomb. You was just in front of the wrong audience.
No. You know what? Jermaine was in the back dying. So it was like
his laugh
like one of those things. Yeah, so I thought I was doing good. I thought I was doing good until like when I said that love seat, it wasn't even mean spirited. It was just like, oh, look at her looking like a love seat, like playing around. And she turned around and said, oh. I was like, oh shit. I knew I fucked up when I said
that. Why do all church people make that noise?
Like, I'm so beside myself.
All right, man. Thank you so much, Reggie, man.
Oh, man.
Salute to That's hilarious, Reggie.
Love seat. We'll never be back. All right. Next up on the chopping block, we call him Moose. All right. One of the leaders of the 6
Moose.
Mr. Monroe Martin.
Moose. So this is my favorite bomb story. I have a lot of bomb stories, but this is probably one of my favorites. And Derek was there because me and Derek, it was a festival. It was the festival that the Laugh House had. And we both been living in New York at this time. And they called us. They were like, yo, we got this festival coming on. We want y'all to be like the feature acts for the first night. And then we'll rotate it the second night. So
I remember that. It was a Thursday.
Yeah, so I went to Old Navy. I got a new outfit. Yeah, that's back in the Old Navy days. I got a nice little $20 outfit. I bought this cardigan that was like a taupe color with like burgundy, had green in it, and like blue. And I matched it up with something. I was feeling myself. And I went on stage. Talent was hosting. I went on stage. Talent got the audience up. He gave me like the best intro you could possibly give anybody. He bigged us up. He was like, this is one of the young bloods of comedy. He's been killing it in Philly. He's been killing it in New York. And he's here for your entertainment. And he brought me on. And from joke one, it just went downhill. From joke one to as soon as I went, what up, y'all? They was like, now for those who don't, like the group knows me, but the people who don't know me, I take audiences down with me. I do not go by myself. I don't go down by myself.
When Kamikaze Row on the east side.
When I start bombing, oh, it's a Hail Mary. I start like, if somebody cough, I'm like, the fuck you coughing for, pussy? Like, I'm not even funny. Like, usually people can take the room down and they're funny while taking the room down. But no, I was just fucking harsh. Wow. I did my full time. Because I asked to get off stage.
How much time you had to do?
We only had to do 15 minutes. So I did my full time, like, because I was like, yo, like, I can go. And it's like, no, you got it. Get it. That's what Tyler said. He was like, get him. So I didn't get him. I did not get him. The room was split. There was people who wanted to boo, and there was people who respected me with silence. There was like,
they just nodded.
There's a lot of people was like, and then there's people like, yo, what you doing? Like, come on, man. And there was the DJ Get Down, and he would like scratch like once or twice, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you remember DJ Get Down.
But that was first when the DJ start hitting you with the like. Yeah. So tell them about what that is in the black room.
So if you're not familiar with what that is, that's basically like a cue to like, yo, you got to wrap that shit up. Like, you got to get off. I'm going to scratch you off. Take this as your doorway out. Like, there may not be a window of opportunity, but nigga, I'm leaving the door cracked.
And if you don't get off, they play the whole song.
Well, the sad part is, for some reason, young comics never know, but the audience always knows. Like, the audience seems to be very aware of it. Flick it. Like, hey, come on.
Actually, the Laugh House was prepped for bombs. The Laugh House was like, that was their shit. They enjoyed a good kill, but they also enjoyed a good bomb. It's like they took the bombing personal. It's like when you started bombing in front of them, it's like they spent their hard-earned money. They got an outfit, they got a babysitter, they brought their side bitch. Like, it's personal. So I respected and I was like, all right, yo, that's my time. Put the mic in the stand. I go to get off in a hurry. Talent, as I'm leaving the stage, Talent comes up and he grabs me by the back of my sweater. And I get out of that shit like, whoop. Like, I don't know what. It's like Joe just collapsed and just went, whoop, and that shit came right off. And Talon held it up. He goes, it wasn't his fault. It's this cardigan. Yeah. And fucking shook it in the air and then put it on the mic.
And everybody started laughing.
And did 20 minutes of roast.
20 minutes on that cardigan. I was there for
20 minutes on the cardigan and how I'm funny, but the cardigan isn't. So
damn.
So the net, I stayed in the room too because it was funny, but I was the comic sat right next to the door near this what is it? Remember that Dawkins jersey? I think it was
right in the corner, a little triangle table in the corner.
It was a triangle table, and I tried to sit as deep in the shadows as possible. I was in the corner. I wasn't blinking or nothing. I was just leaning back in that bitch. I stayed there the whole time, and everybody who left was just I mean, you was funnier last time I seen you.
That was the other hard part about the Laugh House. People would see you, know you was funny, watch you go down one week and not help you at all. They wouldn't clap nothing. They just come up to you later maybe next week.
The rest of the festival, I did not wear that cardigan. Yeah. I did not put that shit back on. I balled that shit up. Yeah. I tossed that shit when I got home it was covered in bed bugs.
That's so funny. Yeah, he did, because he did time. He did real time. Rose not lying at all. Talent did real time on that cardigan. Real
20
time
minutes.
On that cardigan.
20 fucking minutes.
More than your
It shook my hand.
He did real time.
As soon as it was over, he shook my hand next time, young boy.
And the best thing that could have happened to you was that you got that sweater off. I remember once Talent did that to Chris Cotton at the Stress Factory. Chris was the second one on. He bombed, but he pulled him and brought him back on stage and made him try to joke again. And it bombed. And he brought him up between every comic for the rest of the show. Give it one more time, y'all. Come on, one more time. It was just such an amazing callback that just worked all night long.
No, I slipped out of that fucking sweater because I knew what he was up to. I knew he was going to try to grab me,
bring you back,
bring me back. But I got the sweater off, and I didn't expect him to roast the sweater. But he was so quick and so fucking funny. He was just got him, and murdered it. And I just sat in the back like this.
That is dope.
Empire.
Man, salute the service to the cardigan as well as the hello that got you booed. All right, man. Next up on the chopping block as we go right around the circle, man. Lindenwold's only hope. He calls himself the great boy. We changed that to Scales. Give it up right now for Derek Gaines.
Hey! Yo, man. So all I say is, Reggie, I feel your pain. Because I've also bombed at a church, but let me go a little further with that. I bombed at a church kind of function at First District Plaza in Philly. Remember First District Plaza? It felt like 700-800 people.
Yeah. You got on stage, man.
Yeah, it was Tyrone Tribbett's After Christmas open mic, right?
Tyrone Tribbett's, I know who that is.
So Tyrone Tribbett, before he pop, he used to have this open mic in Philly after Christmas every year. And every year it packed out. Every year you wanted to be there because niggas was singing, they was rapping, and it was all feel like it was either you can sing gospel music or you could rap, but it was mostly singers, right? But I knew the venue was packed. So I was like, you know what, this year I'm gonna really, really do it. So the girl I had at the time, Melanie, you know Melanie, bro. Mm-hmm. Melanie, I bombed in front of her. So let me explain how this happened. So it's right after Christmas. So I got all her gifts on. I got my little zip-up turtleneck. I got the little Eddie Murphy. I got the Eddie Murphy gloves with the holes in them.
Damn, with a glove with a turtleneck, nigga? Would you, Freddy Krueger?
I had the Eddie Murphy gloves with the holes in them, thinking I was cool, but they were still baggy, so it didn't look good, right? So
Slim J.
had the brown pair on, so she came in matching with me. So she had a brown turtleneck, her little goofy brown gloves on. Right? So now we both kind of dressed alike. We dressed alike. So now the show goes on. We're going up there singing, carrying on, and it's a live band. Everything's there. So it's 700. So it's the hip Christians. You know who the hip Christians are, Reggie. They the Christians that still kind of fuck, but they don't fuck every week. It's every other. They got baby moms and side pieces, but it's all everybody comes from a church, so it's still like it's saved, but it's the hip saved. So it's like everybody dressed to the nines.
I'm a hip Christian.
All the altos is there and the soprano. Anybody who's singing, everybody rolling, they practicing like they, because they know when they get up they gotta kill, because Tyrone Tribbett will cut on you if you whack, because he's kind of funny. So I was like, you know what, I'm doing it. So when he called me up, I signed up. I went up. They give it up for Derek Gaines, blah blah blah. I went up. Automatically, I start hearing them say, "This nigga got these gloves on. Why this nigga got these gloves on? Who do you think he is? Eddie Murphy?" So it's like, so I started proceeding to the joke, and I said some corny joke. I was like, man, you ever been so broke that you ever pay toll on the DP? And everybody was like, what the hell is DP? I was like, dimes and pennies. I was big about acronyms back in the day.
That was the acronym there.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. PB&J, Nick.
PB&J, so I said dimes and pennies. Nobody laughed. And then I tried to tag it with, as soon as I dropped them dimes and pennies, I was off like a prom dress, right? I said off like a prom dress. 700 niggas go, what?
Turning to
They
Scooby.
was like, what, nigga? Like, what? And as I tried to keep going, all the pastors' wives and all the hip red hair wig church mothers was looking at me like, Nick, you gotta go. And I was just trying to press my point. I'm laughing at myself, jubbling over my words. And then I said, you know what? I'm out, y'all. Before I could say I'm out, the band starts playing the you know when you lose money on The Price is Right, they go,
oh, they play the tubas
like that.
Oh my God.
So the trombone player is just playing, he just keeps playing it like that, right? So I had to get off stage, and I had to walk all the way to the back door because there's only one door. There's no side door. So I got to walk past 700 people. And as I'm walking past, I see the girl that I came with gloves on, took them off and put them under her lap. I will never forget that shit.
She didn't want to be associated.
She was like this.
Sorry to that man.
Took them off.
Sorry to that man.
She wasn't a rider then, yo. She wasn't a rider.
Took them off, yo.
Nah.
She said, nah, I can't go down with you. So when I got out to the vestibule, I got all those got a lot of heart, man. Takes a lot to do what you do.
Yeah.
Better than me.
It
Better
ain't
you than me,
easy.
bro. God, you know, man,
Keep
sometimes
pushing.
dog shines on a dog's ass. Some days just wasn't the day. Like, it was a lot of that. So it was like,
they got
hey.
in the cut. Oh.
So to fail that bad, I kind of we broke up soon afterward, and I came to New York.
That usually happens.
And I think I was.
The breakup is part of the bomb story too.
And I think after that bomb, like she really didn't. She wasn't like banging with me like that. Like she was like, yeah, you kind of messed up. It's embarrassing, you know. And she hung out. But as we kept going, she wanted me to focus more on the relationship than me doing better in comedy. And I was like,
She didn't believe in you no more.
I'm gonna get better at this, and then I want to leave it soon after that.
Yeah,
Well, now look at you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
she was basically saying, I saw your dream and it didn't work, so let's.
She was short-sighted. She
She
didn't
was
have.
like, let's focus on the positive.
Focus on love.
She was like, yeah.
So you care, baby. Come on.
She was like, it's always us. There can always be an us, but there will never be.
It can't be me. Why can't you love me like you love your jokes? I'm like, all right, then I'm out.
I love it. Salute the service to the DP, to the dimes and pennies,
Yes.
the acronyms, to the
But
fair, Ferrari.
what about the other punchline I used to use? Because you used to say off like a prom dress, and then I'm like a
musical chair.
Well, you gotta say it again.
Hey, one more
You gotta
time
say
so they can hear you.
I'm out like a deaf kid playing a game of musical chairs. I'm Derek Gaines. I'm out, nigga. I said all of awful jokes.
Like a deaf kid playing musical chairs.
No, I don't see that shit. I used to see that shit kill.
That shit used to kill so much. My homie that I started comedy with tried to bite that shit. And like go out there. He would close his set like, yeah, I'm out of here, like bald men. And no one
That is whack.
But he was trying him, dude, and I was like, what are you doing, bro?
I'm out of here like bald.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
No, you know, in Philly, they all got them sayings though. They all got them sayings when they get off or they get on.
Yeah,
But like
when we started that dumb shit, yeah.
But the one thing about Philly is if somebody can do something different and it works, then everybody else is doing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody incorporating that shit into their set. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
All
I'm
like a deaf kid.
We got 2 more left as we wrap up. You know, the full 6 foot nothing bomb show. Next on the chopping block will be myself, Mr. Dave Temple, Mr. Look at
What up, bull?
Also known as Hux, which we'll have another episode as far as what we're gonna do with those names.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of bombs also. The one that really hurts because Monroe and Reggie were there. Like this was one we like when I was still doing shows at like the Village Lantern, you know, downstairs there. Your goal at that time was just to be moving around. Like I hated just having one spot at the Village Lantern and then you just sitting in the mailbox all night long, right? Now I had just wrapped being a production assistant on an independent movie.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And
I don't know yet.
Their rap party. We had a rap party, and I was invited at set. Like, yo, if you want, you could perform tonight at the party. There might be some extra money around, so we might be able to throw something to you out of the budget. Cool. I had been doing production mic, you know, holding boom mics and shit for like a month. So I was happy to get on stage and just do some real shit. But I had a spot at the Lantern. So now I gotta mention one of my jobs as a PA was I was driving the van. I was driving the van around because I had a driver's license, and that night I was the designated driver for everybody that was drinking at the party. So
you had to be there for the whole show.
Right. So my deal was like, all right, I'm gonna take the van and go do shows, and I'll be back at the end of the night when y'all ready to leave. So they're like, all right, well, go ahead, do your other shows, and then come back and do here, and, you know, we'll wrap it up that way.
Okay.
After I finished my spot at Village Lantern, which went smashing, okay? I killed at the Village Lantern. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm hot, and I got another spot. I'm looking at Reggie and Monroe like, what y'all niggas doing? You ain't got shit. Yo, come with me, nigga. It's open bar. It's gonna be bitches. It's crazy. Yo, let's go. I'm feeling myself. I'm so high on the cloud. So we get in the 16-passenger van. We drive around there, and I'm ready. I'm like, all right, go ahead, because they texted me. They like, yo, party, you know, you might want to get back over here now. So I'm like, all right, let's get over there. So I walk in, I'm strutting. I got my little crew behind me, like, yo, go ahead, order whatever y'all want from the bar.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do what I just did over at the Village Lantern over here. It's going to be great. Everybody who was in this movie, including like Chuck Zito and all these motherfuckers, I'm like, they're going to see that I was a funny dude all this time, that I wasn't just a production.
Okay.
And I went up there, and the first joke was something along the lines of like black women with natural hair having crabs, and it was just like
What?
nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What?
Because the shit killed over at the Village Underground, Village Lantern.
What?
Nothing, and I'm like, all right, move on to the next joke, because I know I'm right. Next joke, nothing. And now Reggie and Monroe, they just kind of like they don't want to look at you. They not ordering no drinks or nothing. They just sitting there watching this. And now every now and again, that's the only reaction I'm getting is like a clap from Monroe, just like he's enjoying it. Watching me die this slow death. Right? So I'm like, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm bombing whatever. I'm gonna do this. Now, what made it the worst was the star of the movie, like the head actor, the protagonist, he's drunk off his ass, he's coked out of his mind, and he just walks up on stage and just drunkenly yanks the mic out of my hand, and he's like, yo, what are you even talking about up here, man? Like, dude, let's cut some music on. We just want to party, and that ended the show. Like that was how my show ended. Like I felt so bad that they had texted me, told me to like come perform. They hyped it up like, oh, Dave's gonna perform at the show, like, and it was just on some that was it. Go back over to Monroe and Reggie, like, Y'all want something to drink? Nah, we probably gonna roll out, you know?
Yeah. And you still had to drop them off.
That was what made me.
That's what made that whole situation hilarious to me.
Everybody home, so I had to sit and wait, and that party did not end. Okay, like when we wrapped over there, they went to St. Mark's, paid some extra money that I did not get for doing comedy to open up a karaoke spot after hours where they went nuts in karaoke till about 4 a.m. Then went to a rooftop in Brooklyn where they partied until about 7. And I couldn't get away from this bomb. I'm just driving around until the sun came up, sitting in this fucking bomb. And it just taught me never to be that fucking arrogant about a show, and definitely stop inviting my friends to shit.
That shit was fun, man. It was Baby Grand. It was at the Baby Grand. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think the dude asked if me and Reggie wanted to go on, and we was like, nah.
We did.
We cool.
Nah.
Yeah, because I came in with that energy. Like, I brought some more comics in case you want them. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
You straight up was like,
I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But
that's just so funny.
Poor thing.
Yeah. That's the worst bomb, though. After you have, like, so many good shows, and then you bomb, you like,
You want to quit.
That hurt.
Sometimes you got to let the night go.
Too well. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
If I'm doing too well, like Monroe now, if I'm doing too well for like 3-4 weeks in a row, I'm gonna go, there's a bomb coming. There's something coming.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not balanced enough.
Yeah, we do this.
Kick me in my ass.
The storm coming.
I know it's coming.
It's going too good right now, yeah.
It's going too good. There is a bomb on the horizon.
All right, so the anchor of this ship, last but certainly not the least, all right, what would you call her? Like the Madam Secretary, the First Lady of the group, okay? Author of Fuck Your Diet and known to us affectionately as Cliff. Give it up, Chloe Hilliard. Chloe.
Cliff.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much to everybody who is joining us here tonight. We really appreciate you spending your Monday with us.
Thank you. This
I should have said that.
Hell of a bomb story, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I want to thank y'all for coming out.
First and foremost,
I appreciate y'all. I want to thank God for just allowing us to make something out of nothing.
Jesus is Lord.
I just want to, acknowledge all the people who decided to, type in the long ass numbers and join us in the Zoom. We all appreciate each and every one of you. And for me, I don't really recall a lot of my bombs. I think I just like erased them out of my mind. But I know that I have bombed with people present. So I'm going to pick the story that I know someone can help me fill out the murky part. And that is Reggie. Reggie came with me on the road. We did a Black Bikers Gala.
Ooh.
Reggie, unmute your phone.
Did you dress up, Chloe?
Reggie, unmute your phone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, he said you gotta unmute him. Yeah.
I did.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I remember that, Chloe.
Okay, so
wait, Chloe, I bombed before you.
Yes, we both bombed. So
but yeah.
So it was a drive. I think I rented a car or a zip car or something. This is before I had a car. So I rented a car and we drove, and it was maybe like almost like an hour, 40 minutes outside of the city. And we get there and it's this big like pavilion room, like it's like a sunken dance floor. And so they have tables, big circular tables. It's like 10, it's packed. And we were like excited because it's like, yo, it's all these Black people. Because, when you're in New York, you don't really get to perform for that large number of Black folks on a regular basis. So you get excited, like I'm finally get to do my Black joke. Like I get to be extra Black. I get to just be me and not like give a fuck about tourists and European people. I get to be me.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the food. The food looked good. We was like, yo, I can't wait.
Nice table set up, everything.
Yeah,
good food and comedy don't mix. If the food is great, the audience is going to stink.
Yeah.
Black promoters.
Yeah.
Well, we were excited because they kept saying like, hey, do you wanna eat now? We was like, no, we'll wait till after. We'll wait.
Yep.
You know, we wanted to be like, you know, like the feast, like, you know, we done killed it. You got to like
The feast.
like, you know, we wanted to sit at the table and have people walk by and like,
Carry on.
and so they brought us up. I don't know if they had a host, but it was a DJ. It wasn't a stage. It was like basically all the stages there.
Yeah, it was a floor. It was just
a floor. Like we were on the same level as everybody else, which is really bad. And so if y'all are watching and you want to know like the keys to a good comedy show, it's like, please have a stage where the person is like elevated, even if it's like a half a foot. Like just have somebody be elevated and like the focal point. Because if not, people will just start talking. If they can't hear,
and a stage light,
and a mic stand, and preferably a stool
and a working.
Wait, hey, Chloe, I think you brought me up that they didn't have a host.
Yeah, they didn't have a host, which is always terrible. Like when you get to a venue and they say, "What do you want to do?"
Already. So what you want to do?
It's set up for you to fail.
Your train dancing mode. What time is it, people? It's time.
It is going to be terrible. So I introduced him like off to the side, so you know, so that people didn't see me. They didn't care. And he does like, he's supposed to do like 10 minutes, and I'm still supposed to do like 35, 40 minutes. And he goes up and he just goes, I just hear him say, "Oh, okay, all right, cool." And then he gets off, and then he brings me out, and so I try to like bring him up, and I'm trying to talk to them, but this is the biggest problem. They were all really lovely people, but they were older. They were older than me. And so it was a lot of auntie energy, and then the fucked up part, which made it worse for me. And I'm not saying this to brag, but what made it worse was that all of the older men there thought I was cute, and so they were like looking at me too happy, and their women was like she ain't funny. Why you? Yeah, and so that none of the women liked me. Not that they hated me, but they were just like, no. And even though I was, I don't know, probably in my 30s, even though I was in my 30s, I was still young to them. So it's like, I could have been 16. Like to them, it's like, why are we listening to this fucking kid talk about it? And then it was something in particular that I said about like, Reggie, can you remember? I think I said something about like not growing up on, somebody got to argument with me because I said something about like not being on welfare.
Yeah, or some lady going back and forth with you.
Yeah, and I said, and I had just said like something like, I don't even have jokes about welfare, but I mentioned something, and she goes, "What's wrong with that?"
Yeah,
what's wrong with that? I did so and so. I did something for so and so years, and I was just like, I didn't, and I just like, yo, let's just get out of here. And so we said goodbye, and we just waited.
Y'all didn't eat.
No, we took our food to go.
Dope though. You still got food though. You didn't just walk out with empty stomach.
I'd have grabbed it.
Listen, Reggie and I hid out.
Well, to be fair, I wanted to eat. Chloe didn't let me eat.
No.
Yeah, I would have said, Reg, you got.
Reggie would have been like that.
First of all, we was hiding out in a coat room, right, Reggie? We was hiding.
Oh yeah,
out. We didn't want nobody to see us after we fucking bombed. And somebody went and fixed this place. They was like, y'all stay here. Y'all stay here. And I'll go get y'all place. What y'all want? We was like, chicken. And then made a plate and wrapped it up. And then we got paid and we fucking booked it. Like we just left. And I think that's the hardest thing is like when you see your own people and you really want, like you get excited. And then you also have to think about like, it's still a generational thing. It's a regional thing. Like there's so many other.
There's certain elements.
Yeah, especially in the Black room. Like there's so many, like Amina said, there's so many things that they want you to be relatable with off top. And so it's not enough that you're Black. You got to be Black, Southern, from this part, knowing them, this, like, you know, like it's so many other things that they want to feel like you are like their friend. And
Yeah.
I just could not.
But while you bombing those, all their faces just filled with pain. So now it's extra painful.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
the
like it hurts
expressions.
for them to even watch you. Yeah, they like,
They they
What's
almost
that?
want to fight you. They almost want to fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or they come, you know, and then it's always always that one auntie who's like, baby, you know what? You did okay. You know, it's hard.
Shut up.
Just keep going, keep going,
Yeah,
keep trying.
you beautiful. You got that. So
Yeah.
You got that.
You got that. So.
You got nice teeth. Your ears are nice. Like what?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
But they just don't want to get it wrong. I think that's it. They're like, I don't know if this motherfucker's gonna be famous, but I want to be a part of that story.
Ah,
So,
yep.
yeah.
There you go, Ralph.
Remember me? Like,
I encourage you when you ate a dick.
Yeah.
I was nice to you. I was nice.
I hope all of
Okay,
those
I need my lights turned back on.
I hope they all forgot who we were that night. I greatly appreciate that. I would say that was probably my most embarrassing. I've definitely bombed in front of like college kids, but like I don't really care about that. But when you bomb in front of a room full of aunties, people that look like you, looking back at you, like this is what we've done. Like this is where we are as a people. You be like,
I think if somebody bring up your bombing like randomly, they hating. Like, like, yo, I remember when you started your bombing. I was like, nigga, all these bitches right here, you talk about me bombing. You make it the fuck off.
Right. Philly niggas do that. Philly, I remember when you used to bomb in Northwest, man, bro.
Yeah,
that was
like
8 years ago.
Yeah, man, you don't get a plate and get out my face.
9 years ago.
That was 9 years ago.
9 years ago. Like,
I'm in a movie now.
But because that's where they're emotionally at, though. They're still there mentally.
And that's where you gotta accept responsibility. That's you gotta accept responsibility. If you've been doing comedy over 12 years and you're still somewhere where you can say like get a plate and somebody's talking to you, like, you fucked up. You ain't supposed to.
You fucked up bad.
True.
If niggas got access to you while getting the plate, you in the wrong spot.
True. They got access.
So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like the longer y'all done comedy, the more you look forward to a bomb, or once you know it's coming, you just like handle it like a G? Like, do you feel like you add a little more grace to it from the other times you bomb?
It's better now when I see like the comics I respect, like Colin Quinn and Keith and them, like really still bomb. I go, okay, it's a part of the process, and they enjoy it. They don't fucking go home and beat themselves up. They go, all right, well, I guess I'll get them next time. And you start to take that shit less serious.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I love a bomb because it's exciting to me. Like winning, I know how this is gonna go. You know what I mean? Bombing, you never know what might happen. You know what I mean? Especially like, you know, if you go too far with some people, because like when they like one of the things I do, if I still play those crystal ballrooms with the big tables, if I got a motherfucker that yell out, I always get the guy that be like, man, put Elroy up there. He funnier than him. You know what I mean? I'm the type of nigga that be like, yeah, where's Elroy at?
Where's Elroy?
Get him up here.
Because clearly y'all don't want to hear my bullshit. Let's hear how funny Elroy is. Like, and
Elroy in the back, like,
never funny. He's never funny, but he gets aggressive. Like when he goes out there and it don't work, and now he want to hand it back and still yell shit out, and it's be like, but now you just gave me ammo in the whole room seeing this nigga suck. So I points
there you go. That's
is this your hero?
Right.
Huh? This your man? This your man?
You gotta kill the hero in front of the kids.
Exactly.
On some Killmonger shit.
No, I don't really, I hate to say it like this, I don't think I let myself bomb. Like I get to the point, like if I feel it getting weird, I just will abandon my jokes and then I'll go to crowd work and then something will come from that. But I've never, in recent years, I've never been standing on stage being like, oh my, like just nothing, like for the whole set. No, I'll figure something out. Cause it just, to me, it's just like, if I don't want to get angry. And if I bomb for real, then I'll get angry and then I'll pull a Monroe and then it won't be good. So I try to like,
cuss everybody out.
Yeah,
bring the whole audience.
and it just gets mean, especially if somebody tries to heckle me. I don't think I'm being mean, but when I say shit, it's really, really hurtful, and I don't even know these people, so I try not to get to that point of like rage.
Yeah, I know comments.
Yeah,
like
I try not to get scary, like, because it does get mean when you bombing. So I feel like when you know, we kind of bigger guys and height wise and size wise, so sometimes I be like, I don't want to be that big black scary dude sometimes where I'm like cussing everybody out. When really I'm joking. I'm a little angry that I'm bombing, but you know, you got to scale it back a little bit.
Yeah, the key is I'm trying to learn in this whole trying to be zen with comedy, being one with the humor, is that if you can figure out how to stay funny when everything's coming at you, you'll win. If you figure out that weird angle where you know how to cut to the side, understand what's happening, and flip it and throw it right back at him like Bill Burr did in Philly.
I was just thinking about that set. That set was crazy.
Like, how can I reach that kind of zen? Like to where I go, any anger or any angst or whatever you're projecting, that's what hecklers are. They're just projections of whatever the fuck they got going on because they knock you upstairs on stage. So you go, okay, this person's clearly trying to do what I'm doing, but he can't. So if I come down to his level, I lose the whole crowd. But if I make this motherfucker, if I'm making him an example without alienating everybody else, I will be victorious. But that's one thing I'm trying to reach.
And that's a balance, though. That's a very like really close edged balance. Because the thing is, the people, you got to make sure the people are on your side. Because if you just go straight at them, the people are like, well, why'd you do that? But that's why you have to say what they said. So they say, "Oh, look at your hoodie." You be like, "You talk about my hoodie? You hear that, guys?" And then you just get at them. But it's really close.
But you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure you know how many of them it is.
Yes.
I made this mistake on the ski trip, nigga. Yo, I was 100% in the right. I was 100%. It's a room. It's like 300 people in there. There's one table, and they just won't stop talking. It's like 12 of them at the table talking like it's not a show going on. And I'm like, yo, what's the matter? What's up with y'all, man? Y'all must be from the hood. Y'all got no respect. They was like, Camden, yeah. I was like, oh, Camden, okay.
Nigga, Camden niggas used to throw pennies at me from a balcony at the Walt Whitman Center. True story. I was getting pennies chucked at me from Camden dudes.
I don't think women we don't have that problem.
Yeah.
What, throwing pennies?
It's the problem. It was the women out of the group that was giving me the most problem. Now my line was a typical Laugh House classic that would just kill Camden anytime Camden was in the room. You just go, oh, Camden, the only place you see people sitting on the steps with no house behind them. And I thought this is what it killed for the room. That table was like, the fuck he just say about Camden? And and there was more of them. There was more tables, and more people came in the room like shortly after this dialogue. That they were like, yo, and they was like, yo, he up here talking shit about Camden, like, and it just went nuts. I guess you got to catch our slide or what? Because there's nothing I can do.
But remember, me and Derek did a show in Jersey, and it was like a bunch of Bloods at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, we was in Trenton. We took them two chicks out to get calamari at a diner.
That shit is so fucking funny.
On Route 1. We got calamari from a diner on Route 1. Oh,
yo, we like looked at them. We like ordered like eggs and the basic shit, and then they went, I'm gonna have a calamari, and we looked at each other like, calamari at a diner?
Who was at that diner and Yamanika got salmon and wine?
Yo. Remedy. It was Remedy's Diner.
What?
Salmon. And she was like, I want the fresh chicken and a glass of red wine. It was like, bitch.
Diner? If you don't get bacon, eggs, and cheese, like everybody
exactly. Get some breakfast.
You really want salmon that was cooked on a grill,
Right.
that pancake?
That's like ordering.
Getting that daytime TV money, so she was wilding the fuck out.
Oh yeah, she was.
That's like you ordering fettuccine Alfredo
so
at a
funny.
diner.
Salmon
It's
and
like
wine.
certain things on the menu you just don't do.
And
You don't
wine.
do pasta.
Oh no.
Let me get the bill.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand those other meals are just there to take up space on the menu.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah,
there
they
to
don't.
be
Just to
ordered.
say they
We're not
have
really
it, right?
cooking them.
Yeah.
I know when she ordered that, dudes on the back like, salmon? For real? Did we make that?
He said, we make that.
What is that?
Salmon back? I thought it was just bacon, egg, and cheese and pancakes and waffles.
So, guys, do you think we should open it up and have people ask us questions? I will.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. We got a lot of
If you
comments
got
in
a
here.
question, and we'll unmute you. You know what I mean? So drop a
Yeah.
comment if you want to say something in the comment in the chat.
Yeah. Go to the chat. Go to the chat and say that you just say you got a question, and then we'll unmute you. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to.
I mean, we know who these people are, so I don't know why they.
Yeah, I think we know everybody in the chat.
We do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Alex
Alex,
Davis and
Nicole.
Dave, you can't say
what?
who want
Who-
what. It's so
who
aggressive.
What?
Memphis Bleak.
Who won it?
Who
Who won it?
the fuck wants
Who?
what?
What?
Catch
What?
Bleak in South Beach out of the reach of the
That's my
police.
that's my energy. That's my
Hold on. I'm just gonna unmute everybody so that they can just start talking. So it's not like
Like a
You don't want to talk.
everybody's
wanna talk.
unmuted. You can unmute yourself. I've unmuted.
Yo, who Alexis?
See what I'm saying? They don't want to talk.
What if it was a dude?
I
That'd
like
be
that.
hilarious.
Yeah,
It was like, it's me, Nick.
Hey, Alex. Alex, you there?
I see Alexis.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex. How are you?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hello.
I'm muting Reggie. I just
You
need
What up, nigga?
Hey.
What up, nigga?
What you doing, cocaine? This
Like
nigga wiping his
Alvin
nuts, though. He's
Yeah.
doing all the cocaine in the world. He like, what's up, y'all?
Like Judge Joe
What
Brown.
are you eating? That looks like a fried chicken face. What are you eating?
No, I cooked burgers.
Oh,
Oh,
dope.
Memorial Day, good for you, man. You had a little
Good
barbecue.
job,
right?
man.
Wow, what interesting stories. I feel like I know y'all so much better now.
Word.
Well, Alex, you are also a comedian. I know you have a bomb story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Spill it.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Alex.
well, because I mean, I go, it's, I've had it different ways. Like, Black audiences are definitely the worst to bomb in front of. I can say that I agree with everybody in that sense, but I've definitely bombed in front of like gay audiences, which is definitely, we all supposed to be like together, and I'm not feeling, I've had shows with gay niggas where it's like, I'm not feeling the pride right now, so you haven't experienced trauma until you like bombed a dick sucking joke in front of a group of niggas that also suck dick.
Oh my God.
That's that, because this is anti-Black and like I'm being gay bashed against by my own kind. Like, that's fucked up.
That's really
Okay,
funny.
Alex.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Do you remember the joke? Do you remember the dick sucking?
I think what was it?
Shit.
Oh no. Okay, so it's this joke. Okay, so it was this joke I did about, and I still do it. It's about how I don't bottom for white men. I only top them. So I treat my body like a Montgomery bust in the 1960s. Whites to the front and blacks to the back. And this group of niggas, this group of Black men sitting at this like pride show were not having me at all.
Bro,
like,
That's a funny fucking joke.
like as a comic, I love it, the shot, but I'm like, holy shit.
Yo, that's
the
hilarious.
niggas this was at Stonewall 2 years ago. I never forget. It was like one of them pride shows. They were like, it was a pride celebration. So it was like me, Mateo, it was like a bunch of gay motherfuckers, and we all was doing like 7 minutes, and it was like a table of like Black niggas specifically. And I feel like the problem was that I said it to them instead of like saying it to the room, because they were sitting in the front and they were like, nigga, why are you doing this joke to us? So that was one of the moments where my choices should have really been like, let me just like say this to everyone, because it was packed. But I was like, because with gay comedy, like, we hardly ever see niggas in the audience. I'm always performing in front of like white lesbians and gay white boys. So when it is gay niggas in the audience, especially when they're not like with other white, when they're not with white friends, I get like excited, you know. And I'm like, oh wow, like, cause like gay niggas don't go to comedy shows like that.
That's what I'm about to say. You said it was a gay comedy show. I was like,
but my expectations just like sunk because I was like, oh, they weren't for they didn't even talk to me after the show. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's the worst. The worst part is like when you go to a white space and there are black people there, and like say if it's like changing over a room, and if they're at the bar,
because niggas will look at you like, so this what you be doing when you not with us?
Yeah. Or they leave
you doing in front of the white folks?
Yep. Or they like I say if they're at the bar area and like the club is in the other part, and they be like, hey, we got a comedy show, you want to stay? And you be like, please stay. Be like,
please stay.
I'm going to see that comedy show. You be like, no, come see me.
You know what's also worse? As the black comic, when you're doing a show and you see niggas in the audience and you're not up yet, and then a white comic goes up and then they walk those black people, that's the
worst. That is the worst.
Like, no.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because
I was in LA. I remember I was in LA and somebody walked Melissa Ford before I got the chance to go up and do a joke about Melissa Ford. It pissed me off, man. Really pissed me off. But anyway, go back to your story.
Oh my God.
You think you better hold on, wait.
That's such a specific black woman.
I want to hear, Derek, I want to hear your Melissa Ford joke that you thought would have gotten you Melissa Ford.
No, I was just going to do, she said she was a model for 1.5 years. I was just going to do that whole thing to take his mind.
So you were going to diss Melissa Ford? You were going to diss Melissa Ford?
In hopes.
Like, you really, does your hair really drop down to your calf? I was just going to do the whole thing with the verse and just ask
questions. They did you a favor, though.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a favor.
No, I would have won because there was some girls that was there when I started singing. It was like, he said she was a model for. I'm like, see, there was enough girls in there for it to happen. I knew what I was playing with. This is LA. This ain't New York. That shit would have won. I would have won everybody because it's the belly room. Say New York, it's the belly room.
Oh, you like the comedy store. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm doing? I'm not a cage.
Derek had a plan.
Yeah. I don't bomb that often.
So we have a question from Alexis, and she asks, not sure if you all have been doing online shows, but do you think it's possible to bomb on those? If so, do you have any stories to share?
Absolutely. I think it's possible, but I only did 2, and they were fun.
I haven't done that many yet.
Yeah, I've only done a small handful, but people comment, people like reach out to you online and say, you were so good on that show. So I'm like, oh, okay. I guess
I think
one person enjoyed it, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I did okay.
Yeah, I think it's a different laugh you're going for because you're not in the same room with them, so you can't really build that chemistry up. And everybody has, like, some people have the phone directly on their face and they're watching it, and some people just have it on the background while they're doing other shit. So
I do this show here, Unpopular Opinions, on Friday nights on Zoom, and like you be trying to get interaction from people. Like every now and again, they won't cut their cameras off or unmute. They'll just send you one of these. Like,
thumbs up.
I mean, it's the reaction.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for, but that's how you realize how desperate you are. Like, please, oh my God.
That's why I
IG
like
Live
this.
is cool though because people will send like laughing emojis and stuff, and that's some sort of confirmation, I guess. I mean, if I weren't laughing, I don't think I would like send someone a laughing emoji or a crying emoji if I didn't think it was good.
I did a Zoom show with Yamanika, and it was just us doing our normal IG show, but we did it on Zoom. And there was someone whose camera was off, but they were snoring so loud.
Man, yo.
Oh, you just made me spit.
That's cold, bro.
That's so
petty.
Cold,
right? Negative 15 degrees cold.
We could not figure out who it was. And I was just trying to, you know how you just try to, because all you see is like little boxes. You just like, who is this?
Yo, that's so funny.
They was.
Oh my God.
It wasn't even disrespectful. It felt like they were so tired they just couldn't hold it no more. I'm an essential worker. Don't mind me.
Exactly.
I'm on the front lines. I thought I wanted a good laugh.
I want front lines.
Zooms and IG Lives and stuff like that, depending on the subject matter, I'll back the time frame of the show up. So like I was advertising the show that I was doing on Friday nights at 11, and as I was texting people the flyer, they'd be like, damn, 11, dog? Like, I'm like, You don't be up at 11 o'clock on a Friday. Like, I forgot how much our life is not normal. Like, being up at 3 a.m., 5-6 nights a week is not normal.
Nah. For us, it is. But
for us,
not on the outside.
Or like niggas that work at a car plant. Yeah.
That's true.
Simpsons.
People that work overnight, we work the same kind of hours essentially.
Strippers,
That's true.
Yeah, stripper hours.
Strippers go hard.
We are just funny exotic dancers.
You think strippers are doing this shit on Zoom though?
Wait,
absolutely.
Wait.
With some strippers.
First of all, Reggie, don't come alive when we start talking about strippers. You was
He
quiet.
is a mess. Yes.
Life is going on. Tell whoever's car you sitting on and throw you the key so you can turn the battery back on.
What are you driving now?
Hey.
Reggie, why you always in the car? Well, you been in the car like the last 2 or 3 times I done seen you online now. What you doing? You selling drugs?
Reggie be out.
I was talking about
Uber
in the world. Doing
Reggie on the road doing shows.
Reggie
getting paid.
Reggie got a job.
Well, I just
doing DoorDash.
Uber.
Well,
Reggie be doing DoorDash.
I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining us this evening.
Yes.
We appreciate it. This was our first time doing something like this. We just wanted to tell our stories and share it with some great people. So thank you for hanging out with us this evening. We are going to start doing some more live stuff. We're just going to figure out the best platform for it. But if you enjoyed the show tonight, take a screenshot and use this and tweet it out or put it on your IG story and just tell people that you were here with us and that you had a fun time. Yeah. And make sure to follow Team 6 Foot Nothing. It's Team 6FN on IG, and follow all of us as well.
Yep.
And it's in the chat room. So if you do Team 6FN. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you, Lexi.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for sharing your stories. Appreciate everybody.
That was great. I love y'all. See you
later. Be safe.
All right, y'all.
Alex.